Yes. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Let's get everybody. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depends on where you're watching from today. Dante here. Glad to be with you guys again for another beautiful day here in OFA. All right. Let's get everybody in. Great to have you guys. So, it is Friday, last day of the week. Want to make sure that we end this with a bang. Love that. Tequila's already got her hand up. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to just raise your hand, get you added to the list immediately. It looks like it might be a little bit of a slower session today, so we may not go all the way to one. We'll see how it works out. Um, but if you have a question, please do put your hand up. We're going to get right into it. Tequila, you're first. How can I help today?
Uh, okay, so I'm not gonna be long. Yesterday I was like, I'm not getting on there to bother Dante because this thing is just not working, and I'm over it, and I'm just wait to the weekend, see what happens, all that thing. And then this morning I woke up and checked, and I had spent 30 cents. I said, hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot
Great.
dog. I had one lead and 30 cents. I'm like, okay, we're
Oh,
winning. That's all I needed to see.
oh, great. So you got one person to click over and go to your webinar registration page.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Cool. And did they register?
I didn't even check that. All I saw was the 30 cents spent, and I was happy with that. I haven't even been able to check over there because I have a presentation in a little bit that I'm doing.
Sure.
Hopefully I'll get some more people into the workshop from that. But listen, I was just happy with the 30 cent. So I just want to show you, Dante,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. Let's take a look. Oh, perfect. Great. Now you're good.
okay. Because I was totally discouraged. Where am I at? Okay, here we go, right here. See, 30
Look at
cents.
us go.
We're,
Look at us
we're,
go. It's
yeah,
starting.
it's starting. So,
Now, you have a budget of $50. I highly doubt you're going to spend all $50 today. There's like a ramp up time so you'll probably spend like, if I had to guess, you'll probably spend around $15 today,
hmm.
25 the next, and it'll ramp up as time goes.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm super excited about that. I don't know if I can check really quick if someone,
Yeah, let's go look.
um, I don't do it like that. Sorry, I usually have
No,
this
you're
on my
okay. Take your
computer.
time.
Okay.
Bingo.
Okay. It doesn't look like it. Still say $6.
Let's go top right. Yeah,
Okay. Mm,
great.
no, nobody registered.
Okay, yeah, I imagine that opt-in that I'm seeing, the one that was probably you or somebody earlier.
Yeah, well, I haven't been on today, but it has to be somebody else.
Well, we're looking from the 15th to today. If you want, we can view just today's stats.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't know.
Yep, perfect. Click 20 again.
So it must have been yesterday.
Yep, must have been yesterday. Yep.
Okay. Late last night because I checked yesterday and that's when I decided I'm not getting back on there to bother Dante. Yeah.
Now, the webinar squeeze page. Let me get my tool here. The webinar squeeze page. When they go here, they're paying. Is that correct?
Correct.
So go back to that time filter, the 15th through the 20th. Great. So check it out. We have an opt-in. There's one opt-in, but as I look at sales, I do not see a sale.
Mm,
So on this squeeze page, the webinar page, you're using a two-step order form, I assume, right?
yes.
So what that means is one person opted in, but they did not make a sale. That's basically an abandoned cart. They filled out step one of your order form. They did not fill out step two and actually make the purchase.
Okay.
Have you
How
called
can
that person?
how can I see that?
Can you click that one on your
Yes.
opt-in?
No.
No, okay, it won't let you. No worries. Let's go to your contacts tab at the very top. Now, at the top, go to show data for,
This has to
and
be the person, I think.
probably. Let's just go to last seven. Or you
Okay.
can go yesterday. No, yesterday will probably work. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, yes, that's an easy way to see right there. That it
Mm-hmm.
definitely is that contact. Click into their contact profile, please. Yes. Excuse me. Right down here, they gave a phone number. I highly recommend you call that person, Tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen have you seen Trey call a customer?
No, I haven't.
We're gonna fix that.
Yay.
All right, here we go. There it is. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of Trey calling a customer. I just put that link in the chat for you. That's going to be for e-com. So he's
Okay.
calling an e-commerce customer who was interested. They abandoned their cart on an e-commerce product.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
conversation will be a little bit different for you. I'd love for
Yeah.
you to watch his call first, and I'd love for you to see how he's never pushing for a sale. He's never asking this person to buy the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to grab data. He's
Okay.
just trying to keep them talking so he can hear the things that are actually going through their mind.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
is what you're going to do as an expert. You're going to
Okay.
call the person. You're going to say, "Hey, I noticed that you were trying to register and weren't able to complete. Did something go wrong, or is there any reason that you didn't want to do this? I would just love
Right.
to know." You know, when you call them, you're going to say, "Hey, this is Tequila Renee, the CEO of the Life Organizer. Is this Tyrese?" Yeah, this is Tyrese. Hey, Tyrese, thanks so much for taking the call. I just want a couple minutes of your time here. I was noticing that it looked like you wanted to register for our upcoming masterclass, but you weren't able to finish the whole process there. I just wanted to call and see what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Was it something, did something not work for you, or
Mm-hmm.
did you
Mm-hmm.
did you not like something in the process? Well, what was the reason? And get them talking, right? You'll find the answers are so varied. You might
Yeah.
find that they say, "You actually, Tequila, I'm really glad that you called. I was trying to sign up for the thing, but as soon as I was gonna complete it, my son threw spaghetti in the ceiling fan, ruined my
Yeah.
wife's new couch," right? You might hear them say, "Oh, Tequila, thank you so much for calling. I was actually doing this while driving, and an accident happened right in front of me, so I just put down my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I picked it back up, it was gone, and I couldn't find it again." You might have them say, "Well, I was filling it out and I noticed that I had to pay. And I didn't feel like I wanted to pay for this. So that's why I didn't do it."
Mm-hmm.
What they are saying right now is gold. This is what
Okay.
we're paying for. This is why we're getting Facebook. We're running Facebook ads so we can talk to yes, so we can make money. Yes, so we can fulfill. But at the early stages like this, what these customers are saying is absolute gold. And these are the things that you're going to immediately start changing on your funnel, right? If you go to them, like if you hear price, well, it's too early to change price. You have a paid webinar, right? So it's like, okay, we just bank that, put it in our notes. If you start getting 100 people a day that are abandoning their cart, nobody's buying, everybody's abandoning their cart. Well, then I might start thinking about, should I just make this thing free?
Mm-hmm.
Because then I'd have
Mm-hmm.
100 people and I could sell them my thing after the webinar, and that might be better. The data that you are collecting right now is unbelievably important. You with me on that?
I'm with you. I got it.
I see something super heartening. You spent 30 cents in Facebook so far. You got one person to click your ad, and that one person abandoned their cart. That is so uplifting. That is like, oh, the clouds have opened, and you look down the line,
Yeah.
it's just like success is inevitable. So I'm
Yes.
stoked on that, Tequila.
Yeah. I'm super excited for that. Just the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has the one, the first, right? Like Russell's
Yeah.
first sale online, the first webinar, right? All yes.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens this weekend. I'm very optimistic. And yeah, I'll be back on Monday.
Cool. That sounds amazing. I'll be excited to talk to you, Tequila.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate it.
You are more than welcome. Thank you for doing the work and sticking to it. I know it's nerve-wracking, right? And you start
Yeah.
doing, there's so many hurdles at the beginning, right? Building a
Hmm.
funnel is a hurdle. There's things you have to learn, designing, writing copy. Like, even though we have AI and it makes a lot of this process so much easier, it's still new things, it's still hurdles. Then you get over those hurdles and then you get to your Facebook ads, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to give them money and it's so hard to give them money, right? So many hurdles.
Yeah.
You are now separated from 95% of the world and
Mm,
95% of entrepreneurs. You have no idea, Tequila, how many people I
mm,
work with every single year that try and do this and they stop. As soon as the first hurdle with the funnel comes up, as soon as the first hurdle with the ad comes up, they just stop and they give up hope. And it really comes down to their
mhm.
why. Their why is nowhere near strong enough to fight the resistance that the marketplace is going to give to them. But you did the thing. I'm crazy proud of you, and I hope you're proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. I really am. I'm excited.
Good. I'd love to hear that. Great work.
Awesome. Thank you.
You got it. Okay, Margaret is going to be back with us in a moment. Margaret, if you're listening, feel free, take your time. No worries whatsoever. I actually have to step away for a quick moment, so I'll be right back, and then we'll keep this train moving and grooving. Well, Margaret, that was perfect timing. I just sat right back down, and there you are. How can I help today?
All right, I got a couple of questions for you. Let me get my little notepad here so I can keep track of all the great information. Okay, so I hustled and did my, let's take a look at my lead magnet page. Everything else
Cool.
looks good in terms of the other pages. This is what I wanted to really I get so excited and proud of myself, and I come on here and you just tear everything down, and I'm like, dang, in such a nice way, though. I appreciate it. And I'm like, I told my husband this morning, I'm like, and it looks great. So let's see what you think. All right, so everything's done in terms of all of the different changes we did yesterday. I put all of this information and I changed some of the language because, I've got to make sure that when I'm saying things, I'm not misleading.
Sure.
It is, I'm accountable for what I say and what I promise and what I'm doing.
God,
And
I wish more people thought like you.
because marketing and advertising can be a little,
You
sketchy
know what?
sometimes.
You know what they say about us marketers and advertisers? We're just professional liars.
This is what I'm saying outside of attorneys. I'm just, but I have to be right. I've got to give an account for that. And I can't say, well, Dante said, so I can't go to hell for nobody. I'm just saying that's my belief. So, and I may change this last secret a little bit. There's so many different things that you could really use as a secret. And I think that there's something that I think would be more appealing in terms of what the reviewers are looking at. But that being
Well,
said,
when you do your webinar, perfect webinar really hits the three secrets. Secret number one, secret number two, secret number three. Have you built that into your webinar?
yes, and all of these still hit those secrets,
Great.
organizational readiness, relationship and partnership, readiness, response readiness. And it really deals with all of that, and so I'm just asking questions because there's really so many things that you could really solve, but each one of those pieces solve one of these questions.
Yep.
Does that make
Great.
sense?
That's
Okay.
absolutely perfect.
Okay. So I've actually been dealing with grants and stuff for more than 30 years, including, but I didn't put it in here because I don't want college students jumping on, but I got into grants in college because I needed money to go to school. And so that just led into the thing. So I put that in there, and then I just adjusted these a little bit in terms of the range is actually, probably the highest that I've worked was a county that I helped them get, a bit over $2 million to do some things. So,
Nice.
and then I've been on broadcast radio we're going into our fifth season in July. So I put 14 plus years of season episodes dedicated to business and finance success. So they know that there's funding is part of that, but I don't want it to make it sound like what I've been doing on radio for the last 15 years, 14 plus years is just talk about grants. It's just not true. So, and then,
Sure.
the changes I made down there, I told you yesterday, gave real
Well,
image.
you have been talking for 15 years about grants, yes? While you may have talked about different things over the past 15 years, you have been intensely studying and teaching and talking about grants for 15 years.
No, not in that context. When you say it like that, I'm a business consultant coach. So, and that's why I'm called the small business fitness coach. Grants happens to be a sweet spot in that mix. Okay,
Okay.
so my small business concierge is not a grant writing company and all of that. It is a business consulting coaching company, and I happen to do this thing really, really well, extremely well, right? And to teach it and train it and stuff because there's a gap, in terms of really how people are needing to understand how to compete versus just writing the grant. So yes and no, not most of the time I'm teaching my clients and stuff like that if they're going after grants, but no, I'm dealing with multiple things every single day with whatever my clients are, crisis management, scaling your business, and believe me, they're hearing a lot about ClickFunnels. When I see something like this would be great, and so yeah. Does it
Okay.
come up over the years? Yes. Has it been? It's only been the last couple of years that I've really been maybe the last 2 or 3 years that I've really been focused on it, that I started building courses and stuff, building courses for SBDC, building the course on Udemy, doing this, finding a way out to go from one to many. And this happens to be the best eye candy, you know, solution that is like everyone wants. I mean, small businesses want, nonprofits want, they want to win grants. And so it's easier than selling, how to start a business, which I do. I'm very good at that too, is really helping you start your business from square one, which it's not the business plan, stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool.
So that's why I said it the way that I said it, because I don't want to mince words. I don't want to say, yeah, I've really been doing that. So finance is part of funding, access to capital, capital infusion, all of that stuff.
Cool. I got you. That's totally fair.
Okay. So, and that's the bottom. That's it. This is the whole thing right here.
Love that. Love that.
Clean. Oh my gosh. Clean to the point.
Yup.
You know, even though I liked all of the pop and stuff like that, sometimes you don't need all of the bells and whistles.
Mhm.
And so I thought this was really good. And so I wanted to see if you give your stamp of approval on there.
I do. There's a couple things that I see. Number one, I believe you can make this sub headline bigger, the blue sub headline without hiring.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought this up because I have a question about, so without hiring unnecessary grant writers or wasting hours on non-viable grants by following, should I put the grant readiness framework in there? Because I'm not, that's what I'm going to pitch at the end, or should that be something else?
No, we should probably put that somewhere, something different. And they're probably not even ready to hear that right now.
Right. That I agree with that. I was concerned about that. I'm like, that's not really what I'm. But I put it there just so I could have something there. But by following what I don't know.
By following, well, and this is just what this this is just what we want to call our thing. I would probably call it by following Margaret's grant readiness playbook.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, hop over to your account. Let's make that change before we forget anything.
Okay.
Nice.
I think I'm liking the new layout and stuff. At first, I was like, "Oh gosh, now I got to learn something new that I half don't know to begin with."
Yep.
But I think I'm liking it. I think I'm seeing it by following
Yep.
Margaret Jackson's playbook. If I could put.
Grant readiness playbook.
Okay, I like
Without
that.
hiring unnecessary grant writers or wasting hours on non-viable grants by following Margaret Jackson's grant readiness playbook. I like that. It's a good start.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too.
Yep.
I like that too. And so we want to make this bigger. And it was
Yeah.
bigger when we talked about kind of making things a little bit smaller and stuff like that. I did that to so because my picture looked like so huge, I'm like, that's just way too much. You can put too
Uh-huh.
much right there. Um,
Let's put that up to medium, just one size up. I like that.
yeah.
Much easier to read, less strain, and also it keeps your button above the fold. Huge fan of that.
Yes, yes. Yes, I tried to get the secrets above the fold. It just was not loving it. There was, other than really making it, smaller, there was
Uh-huh.
no making that happen. So,
And that happens sometimes, right? That happens. One thing now with your image, I would love to see you in more of an authoritative image. So like, how do I can make it right now and show you. So like what you can do this just by going to any school. Any school, you can pretty much do this at like any local park that you have. A lot of local parks, at least around my area, have like amphitheaters where you could stand and it looks like you're on stage. So I mean, you probably have these images. If you don't, just go find a school or an amphitheater or somewhere that you could like be on stage. Of course, a good background is really great here. Like if you were to go to, let's say, a high school and they were to have like a screen pulled down or something, that's obviously the best. But I'd love to see a picture of you where it's kind of like taken, like you're on stage and the person taking the picture is below you. So the picture's kind of taken from below. That
right,
also
right.
puts you above, and people now just naturally how our brains work, they see you as above them. It naturally puts you as authority above them. And then have a really great picture where, like, how I do it is I just go up and I talk for 2 minutes about something I'm really passionate about. And then you get a bunch of pictures like this.
Right, right, right,
And
right.
it's you on stage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I would love to see a more authoritative picture of you. This is a great start.
Right, right. I'm wondering. So this is from a photo shoot that I did. I really need to do another one. I'm headed back to California here in a month. I got to go to Las Vegas and I got to go to California in May. And
Nice.
so it may be an opportunity for me to get some. I have a photographer out there that I use who did this, and so I could make that happen. I can make that
Nice.
happen. I'd like to do that. In fact, probably San Jose State University will let me probably come in and do something. But yeah, I've been needing.
This is a good image for now. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it and it will work, but you will get better conversions by having just one of those pictures that has a little psychology built into it. Pictures taken from below you, puts you up in a higher status, shows you in action doing the thing. It will definitely increase
Right.
conversions.
And I have pictures of me speaking at different places, and I'm thinking of one. It wasn't for this, but it's not someone shooting, down and up, so I get that. I do have a picture. See, this is what I'm saying. I do have a picture of that another photographer I had. No, was it the same one? Did, and I'm in, where my office is. I have an office in California, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful office. This kind of a cool staircase. So I went up the stairs. I'm suited up, and so that picture is a low angle picture. Shoot up. I mean, it's not a stage, but it's gorgeous. I mean, the building itself and everything in it is just gorgeous. And I could do that. I could do that picture. And I'm trying to think, where is it? I just saw that picture. I'll have to, so I think that, that would be really, really sharp. Or I mean, I have magazine covers and things like that. That
Of course you do. Of course you do. You probably have a couple great pictures sitting around that would work here. So just throw some more in there and see which one you like. That we wanted to put you in an authoritative light. That's the biggest thing. If you're on a staircase instead of a stage, that's fine. If the staircase and the office looks fancy and expensive, that's even better. That's great. We can use that all day.
Right, right, right. Let me grab this quick because I can grab the one on the staircase and let you see it.
Sure. Let's do it.
I've got another question for you. Let me stop share for just a second and let me
Sure.
grab it out of my Google my Google account
Absolutely.
because I was working on this yesterday and I was looking for all kinds of stuff. So let me go MJ images. Oh yeah, this is all right. So I'll show this picture to you. Let me see, share screen. So I have that one that, that's the staircase, that's the, you know, so something like that, or because this shoot was, we were doing some shoots for the magazine cover, for the kickoff magazine cover back in 2018. So this is a little bit older. So that's what I'm thinking is maybe I go back through some of my let's close that. I wasn't expecting to do that like when I'm like 18 years old. Okay. I'm not 18 years old again, some of these pictures.
I wish I could say that picture was perfect, but it doesn't have enough ownership in it. The reason is everybody has that picture online and although you own this, it's not going to invoke the thought of ownership. Everybody goes to a fancy hotel and takes pictures on the grand staircase, right?
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah.
but when you're on stage and the
They don't know
cameras
that's my
take
office there. Okay.
exactly, there's too many things that they don't know. That's why the stage picture works so well. That it implies complete ownership on your behalf. You are on that stage and we are watching you.
Right, right. Man, I don't, let me see. And I've done some
Well, think about it and look through your
yeah,
pictures. I'm sure you have a
college
ton of them
notes.
sitting around that you're probably forgetting about. But to be clear, this picture will work for now. This picture
Let me
will
ask.
absolutely work.
Okay, I'm going to ask about. I did this college key. I did a couple of college keynotes, and a high school keynote, and they probably, I never asked about the images. We took some that they were kind of, funky, but I'm still very close to the president of the school, and I'll see if he has it because that was like 2,000 people in the audience and stuff like that. White suit, just really, really sharp. In fact, that might be one of the.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not. I don't have one of the shots down here. This was, I mean, I was there. I was the moderator for, so
No,
so I
that's
have
great. You
them.
were
I'm
there.
just now
You
you
were
got my
involved.
brain thinking. You got my brain thinking.
I do. I do. Look at it a different way. Um, l- Instead of looking at it as being lying or being untruthful, Look at it as you have the knowledge and the information that these people need in order to get the results that they want. And it
He's
is
gonna
now
clean it up
your
for me. Go ahead, clean it up for me.
it is your absolute moral obligation and duty. Now that you have this information that people need, it is your responsibility every single day to make sure that they take action and they get this information. That's how I like to look at marketing. I don't like to look at it as untruthful, but I like to look at it every single day saying, I need these people to do this thing, not because I'm greedy, not because I want their money. I need to serve them. And for me to serve them, they need to say yes. And that means that I need to paint all of this in the
Right,
most productive light possible. I need to bring up the status as much as I possibly can while still being truthful, because it is my responsibility to get them to say yes. And every time they don't say yes, that's my fault.
right. And like I said, we can start with that, and I can I'll contact my photographer today and get some things set up while I'm in California to take some images.
And by the way, this doesn't need to be crazy. Like if you have a chance to go to a school and you have somebody with you that has can take a picture on your cell phone, like I'm sure you have a pretty good cell phone with a pretty decent camera.
I do. That's 4K. Yeah,
It can be that easy, Margaret, especially
yeah.
to start, especially just to put up a quick image that you might want to split test against this image. It can definitely be that easy. And then if you do the iPhone picture and you're like, oh, the iPhone picture definitely converts better, then we can go make a professional one.
Right. I still need to do another shoot. So I mean, but I'll do that too. I mean, that
Cool.
works, but I know that I need to invest because my hair is different, you know. So there's got, it's a ponytail kind of thing going on.
Uh-huh.
So I've got to bring that up. So I get that. Okay. So I'll do
Cool.
that.
I
Yeah.
saw a couple things. Take me down below now.
Okay.
Um, First off, your instructor, does that need to be there?
Well, no, I only did it because that's what you gave me.
Okay, cool. I don't think your instructor needs to be there anymore.
Okay.
You introduce yourself up top with your hero image, and they will 100% understand that you are the instructor, you are the person doing the class.
Yeah.
3 decades, I like that. I like it a lot. I like the subheadline there. I want to move down to your 4 by, where you have 30 plus, number one, 10K to 2 million. Yeah, I call that a 4 by because it's a 4 column row. You have four things on it. Um, but I want to make the top bigger. So go to your 30 plus. Go to your settings of that. Make it extra large. I want it even bigger. I
So
don't remember what Claude showed you in that mock-up, but here's what I'm very used to seeing
it
in
was
there.
it was bigger.
Was it?
It was definitely bigger. So you want something like that?
Yes, I do, Margaret. Now, excuse me, you may want to go to Canva and make each of these things its own individual image. I don't think you'll have a problem getting your sizing correct. I think
Right.
you're
'Cause
going to
I
be
have
able
to
to
play
do
with these sizes to get them correct. So
yeah, I think you'll be able to get everything perfect across the board. If you had a hard time though, forever people have gone to Canva, made each of these things its own image, and then when you add the images, all the images are just the same size, and it'll be really easy. I don't think you'll have a problem. No, that is what I want to see. That looks great.
okay. Okay, these
30
look like little
plus.
teeny little things now. When I look at it, I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
let me
Right.
see what size did I put that? 4.339, 4.39.
Yep.
Okay, this might need to take a little bit more just because it's one.
4.39. You can just type to the side.
Yep. Well, that's not bad. I mean, it's still, yeah,
It's
that's
not bad, but it looks like number one could be moved up. Look at all the blank
yeah.
space above that, right? So you just slide the mark. Yes, you're gonna do this exact thing, and I think you can get all the sizing perfect really simply.
Right. So yeah, it's not letting me do that. I think
Go into your element settings. Yep. Let's remove the padding from the top. Look at you go. Oh, there we are. Perfect.
awesome. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good.
Yep.
Whoops.
Settings. Yep. 4.39 rem. Yep. Yep.
Wow, that's massive.
It is. Now that
This might can come down a little bit, maybe.
maybe yes.
Maybe let me go to like that. It wasn't a whole lot. Let me try 5.
Oh yeah, you'll probably want to go to like 3.5. 3.5 rem.
Okay.
And you have padding up top too. Let's remove that top padding.
Yeah, that looks more. Yeah, yeah, that looks more like it.
Yeah, there we go. And then from here, it'll be small tweaks, but you are going to be able to get all of this looking perfect.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I agree. 4 point.
3.9.
Whoops, 3.9. Yeah.
Lovely. Oh yeah, you're going to be fine. Remove that top padding while you're here. Back into settings. Yep, you got it. Great, 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 great.
Yeah, I'll just finagle with that one. So yeah, I like that. That's even better.
It is. That looks awesome.
Even when you thought it couldn't get any better, you just crushing it. Okay.
And that's just, again, it's just simple psychology. 30 plus, that's so attractive, right? 30 plus years
Yeah.
guiding people into successful grant funding. Number one, small business radio personality in Silicon Valley. That's exactly what we want those to look like.
Okay. So
Okay, take me down. 3 core reasons, grant readiness framework. You're probably going to change that to playbook.
and so the framework is the playbook. Once I pitch it to them at the end of the course, at the end of the webinar.
What they're learning in the webinar is the playbook, the 3 simple steps for you to become grant ready. For them to implement the playbook, yes, they want the framework.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
the framework is the implementation of step 1, step 2, step 3. You're exactly right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Reviewers aren't asking. Top grant writers know that most don't. I would probably move what top grant writers know. I would probably make that my 3rd bullet.
Okay. How do I,
Just click in.
I can copy and paste?
Yes, you can. Copy that. Go to your 2nd bullet now. Enter once. Paste. Great.
And
And then
then,
just backspace again to remove that. Great. Okay. Lovely. So 3 core reasons, the playbook, what top grant writers know that most don't, why grant readiness is more important than a good cause, and how long it really takes to be grant ready. So good. So good.
awesome. Awesome. So one last question I had for you on this is, so I have, save my seed here and here. Should I put one here? I was contemplating putting,
I don't think you need it there. It's such a small page, and the distance between scroll is so tiny. I don't think you need to add another button. What I do think we need to add are reviews and testimonials.
okay, yes, yes, we did talk about that. And so where do you think I should put that? Like below here, like in between these 2 places?
I would put 3 right here below your boxes.
Below these boxes.
Yep, because exactly.
Add a
Exactly.
row or not a section.
Yep, you could just add a row. That's right. Keep it all in that one section. Yep, you could probably add a 3 column. And then actually what I would do before that is oh, sorry, you were right. Add a row. Let's make it a 1 column row first. To that, you're going to add a headline. And it's going to say something like what our customers say, or
Okay.
what people say about the grant readiness framework, playbook. right? And then we'll put a 3-column row below that. So click off to the side anywhere, add a new row. Yep, 3-column. Boom, nice. Then you
Now,
can have, go ahead.
I was going to say, now, are these going to be sub headings here that or just a paragraph?
Well, it really depends on how you want to dress it up. If you have images that people have given of themselves, you might want to do like, here's a really common way that we do it. Put down a headline, an image element, a paragraph. If you have, now click off to the side for me, just so we can see your funnel. So if you had an image that people have given you, like you probably do have 3 images out of all your reviews. So if you have an image, then you can have a headline, which is the customer's name. You could have the image, which is their image, and then the paragraph, which is their review or testimonial. That's a really, really common way to display it.
Right. I'd really like to use that SBDC client, but I can't use their image or.
And if that gets hairy with you, then just remove the images. No worries.
Right. Because
And if you
if I
can't,
start with it, I'm gonna want them all the way across, and I'm like,
yes.
and I don't want to put. I could put SBDC logo there, but I I don't want to do that because it kind of complicates things. If I
Because we're talking about grant readiness here, and all of a sudden they're like, well, what the heck is SBDC?
right. One, they could go to SBDC, right? And they don't have a bunch of grant writers, but that just kind of gets kind of messy.
Then don't even put the picture. Really simple. What you want here for these 3, we want these to be really, really attractive reviews. If we can have images, great. You can't, that's not a problem at all. We just want to put 3 reviews here so people can see the success that our program has. What I would tell you then is go down. You can have, okay, here's something you guys got to know. I have a friend. I got a buddy. He runs funnels. I think he has the most despicable, deplorable business out there. He teaches guys how to have better success dating online. And success is not marriage in his world. So I think it's the worst use of time that he could ever make. I think he only does bad things for the world. I don't think he's a good part of society. Like, honestly, I really don't. But that's just me, and that's just what I believe. And who cares what I believe? So this guy's entire funnel, which is a 2 comma club funnel, by the way, headline, subheadline, video element, the button, the rest of the funnel is just reviews. There's not what you're going to learn inside. There's not here's how long it's going to take. It is just a bunch of dudes saying, I got 3 dates this week and 5 dates next week. I got 17 dates this week. That's all that it is. His whole funnel, headline, subheadline, video, button, 72 reviews.
That's crazy.
That's all it is. 2 comma club. So you have tons of reviews, and I would love below the web class training. Yep. You have your button right there. Great. I would love to see a slew of reviews. Throw 12 on there. Throw 12 reviews on there. Because how many times is that how you buy something, Margaret?
Right.
We find a cool product, unless you were given a recommendation of somebody you absolutely trust unequivocally, you go to the page, you look around, they either have reviews on the page, or if they don't, like if you're buying an Amazon product, you scroll down on the page to look at the reviews and see what other people think. I
Right.
think you would do very well to have like 12 reviews down here. And at the bottom of that review block, you would have another button as well. Because that's a big place that's going to stir people where they're ready to take that action.
Okay. So I would put it here
Yep,
below.
I'd make a new section, a blank section, and then I'd probably do a bunch of 3 by blocks. So put down a 3 column row, click anywhere off to the side, and now we're going to clone that row 3 times. Yep, clone the blue row 1 more time. Boom, fill it up with testimonials.
Okay.
And by the way, go back down there really quick. Once you make the first row, feel free to delete the others and then reclone that first row. And what I mean is like once you've designed it, once you have the headline, the paragraph,
Right, right.
however you want it to look, once you build the first one, just clone that again and use that same design and layout.
Okay, okay. I'm going to save this, but I'm going to put this in test mode so people aren't coming to this and seeing this.
Oh no. I feel like this was me. Everybody's frozen.
No,
We're
yeah,
back.
you were frozen. Yes.
Okay.
So did you hear me? So I don't have this in test mode. So when they go to it, they're going to see this.
Oh, okay.
So how
Then
do I?
maybe let's make those changes tonight then. Or you know what you can do? You just save those changes. Great. Exit the editor. Go back to your funnel step at the top.
Oops,
That's okay. Back in.
step too far.
Okay. I want you to clone that first page that we just tweaked. So 3 dots on your opt-in and then clone or duplicate clone page. Yes, bingo. Now I want you to take that clone, which is going to pop up right now. There it is. Take copy of, click the boxes on the left-hand side there, click and hold, and you're going to drag that to the very bottom of the funnel. Yup. Click and hold, drag it all the way down.
So I do have a question about, because I want to delete some of these. I don't think I need them.
Put your mouse on that box. Ooh, just missed. Go try again.
Yeah.
Great. Then you have those little gray boxes. Just make sure to put it there. It'll light up blue. There it is. Drop it. Great. Remember, nobody's going to see that webinar opt-in because you control the customer journey. There's no buttons sending them to that page. So that page is essentially hidden. Now go to your original. Feel free to delete those boxes we just made. So edit. Lovely. Yep. 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 Yep.
Okay.
And delete that whole section. Yeah.
Okay.
Bingo. Just scroll me up. We'll do a quick look here. I think we're back to perfect. We're back to perfect. Go ahead and save that change. At your live page, it's rocking and rolling. You can make the edits on that last page in the funnel. And when you're ready, just slide it right on back up.
Perfect. Now I'll fix that later. So one other question. So you see how wow, why is that just jumping me all the
So
way?
you keep hitting the back button. Now with the new builder, you don't need to go back top left like you're used to. I'll show you how this works. Just hop me in the editor for any page. Great. So right now you can see that your editor is highlighted. You can tell I'm in the editor. If you want to go back to your funnel steps, just click that funnel icon top left.
Right here.
Yes, and that'll take you back to your builder, your step-by-step builder, and then back in the editor, back in the builder, whatever you need to do. That
Okay.
back button, you're only going to use that back button if you're trying to go back to your dashboard.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Okay. So in this funnel, when we developed, and this was a while back, when we developed the 2 payment order, the 4 payment, because
Yep.
I never loved that to begin with. And so, but now because we have they can actually choose finance, that's their payment option. That's their, so can I just delete these? I don't really want to, because it was complicated. It says, okay, they'll have 60 days instead of 30 days, 90 days and 30 instead of 30 days. And so I can delete those, including the duplicated funnels that we were doing for that. And if they want payment options, then they can just finance it.
Yes.
Of course, they have to qualify, but I'm willing to do that. I want to keep this funnel very simple, I guess is what I'm saying.
I want to make sure I'm clear before advising you to do that. What you're saying is now that everything is evolved and you've really cleaned up your offer, you can have one order form page with all the products and options. They can just pay full pay, but if they want to do a payment plan or financing, they can choose all of that from the one order form. Is that
Right,
correct?
right, because they can choose, yes, because it'll give them that option. It automatically gives them that option. Klarna, whatever,
Yes.
Stripe, I still have to haggle with Stripe on the other payment type that they booted me out, but I still have it somewhere else. So yes, they would get those opportunities. So that way I'm not carrying their, you know, their what is it, payment plan. We still get paid. They still are on a plan if they qualify. If they don't, I don't want to haggle over that. I'm like, qualify, you don't qualify because you're not paying your bills anyway. So
So do I want to be billing you if you don't
right,
pay
I
your
don't want
bills?
to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. So
Yes.
in that situation, so yes,
So yes, as long if you can take these products that you were using these forms for and just put them all on your one order form, then absolutely you can delete all those steps.
right. So when I say that, let me be clear that you understand what I'm saying. So when we go to this order form, let's just preview this order
Feel
form.
free. Lovely.
Okay, so on this order form, they have, the 30, the do it with you.
Just hit checkout as guest at the bottom.
Okay, so do it with you or the 997 full, full pay. So we see that. So they have those two orders. So when they check out, when they go to check out, they're gonna have an option to do Affirm, Klarna, Stripe, Apple Pay. So it doesn't matter. They have, the what is it? I feel like I'm talking too fast and I can't get
They
my.
have the options.
They have the options for a payment plan through some other organization versus my funnel. So they
And that
have
is what the other two
finance.
steps were for, right? So that you could offer them those different
That
payment
type of
plans.
financing, because that's really what we're doing is we're financing them and letting them pay over time. And I'm like, well, if you can go through a firm and you can go through Stripe or Klarna or something like that, then why don't you just go through them and they can deal with you?
100%.
And we'll
Yes.
pay that little, because I think that that's more worth it than me trying to haggle and get my money out of people when they get somewhere down the line or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, you're right on the money with that, Margaret. You're absolutely right. And yes, you can get rid of those other steps. You no longer need them.
Okay, perfect. Because that's exactly what I want to do. I was looking at it yesterday. I'm like, it's got too much going on. And so if I
Mhm.
can delete, I can remove this
Yes, you can.
and
You
this.
can. And the forepay
Yep.
and that forepay confirmation. Yup.
And the only thing that's left is really if I want to give someone the 30 days, the challenge, if I want to stack a little bit my how many people are in that training. I still have my freebie, which I don't mind
Great.
keeping, or should I make that a totally different?
No, I like you having it in here. It keeps you organized. Remember, you control the customer journey through the use of buttons and redirects. So when they hit that order confirmation, there's no buttons taking them past that in the funnel. So all of this is hidden. I like keeping it here. I like it being organized,
Right,
really
it's it.
clean, really easy.
Okay. Now for this backdoor access, I don't think we send a automatic email with that. I think what we're doing is just giving them the instructions here. But should I send an email? Should I attach a email with this? Not just the congrats you're registered, but should I add a an email as well? Like when they
Well, there's nothing for them to do on that page. Like preview backdoor access again, please. Yeah, there's no action. They're not opting in. They're not doing anything here.
Right.
So you could, like, we could send out an email every time somebody views this page, like, yes, but I don't think there's a need for it because you're going to be sending them an email anyway, right?
Right. So what I was doing, because I'm thinking automation, I would, because I actually know who that person is because I'm giving it to them for free, is that we just do one broadcast email or create a broadcast email and just send it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, absolutely. That's super simple. You could automate this if you wanted to. Like, you could take that one email and put it in a workflow. And then you could just, let's say you want to give somebody backdoor access. You just create their contact profile in your ClickFunnels account. And then you put a tag on their profile. And when they get tagged, that would enter them into the workflow and you could send out that email automatically. You definitely could automate the process, but how often are you doing this?
Not very often.
So honestly, it's like, where's the leverage, right? Is
Right.
it even leverage for you to automate this at this point? I don't think so. I think you would be a much higher leverage task, funnel hacking, calling customers, calling dead files, and doing all that.
Okay, okay. Okay, so that's cool. That's it for now. I wanted this to be clean. So we're all clean through here. I'm pretty much happy with everything. The last question I had though is, I've seen this come up. When do they see this page? It's like when that timer goes off like on Sunday 11:30 and then they try to go into the funnel and it's like, hey, we're not unless I restart the thing.
Correct, which you probably won't. That's exactly when they'll see this. They'll see this when that timer goes off. And you did the thing. Thanks for your interest. We'll notify you when the next round opens. Do you so I don't think you have the customer's contact at this point. That's probably a new person that's clicking to go
Right,
look at the
right, right.
challenge. So they're not opting in. They're not a part of the challenge. Therefore, we do not have their information. We did not collect their lead, but then we took them to a page here that says we'll contact you when the next round opens. But that's
Right,
actually impossible because I never grabbed their information. So
right,
this page, what you should do is you should have a button on here that says, thanks for your interest. Click the button below to register for the next challenge. That button then leads them to a new challenge registration page. That way, you actually collect their email and they actually get registered for the next round. Does that all make sense?
yeah, that makes sense. I'll do that. I'll do
I
that.
see people do this all the time. I just saw Iman Gadzi. Iman Gadzi is doing this. He had a challenge. The challenge is no longer live. I went to go funnel hack the challenge in the webinar. And he took me here to a page just like this, where there was no call to action. There was nothing for me to do. It was just a picture of him on with his arms folded, saying, "Sorry, this one's over." Okay, I'm gone and never coming back. Like,
Right, right,
I love these waiting pages like this. Put a call to action on them. Get the lead from the customer. Iman's never going to know me because he didn't try to.
right. Okay, I'll do that. I'll have to stop for now. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, I got a client right now in 1 minute.
Oh,
So,
goodness. Well, you go do your thing, Margaret.
all right, thank you. This is awesome. This is awesome. See you guys. Have a
Good.
great
Glad you enjoyed. Have a great call.
Thank you.
All right. Man, Scott, I got an email coming for you. I promise, man. Holy cow, I'm so sorry. I'm so slow. I'm so sorry. Um, oh yeah, I definitely do, Scott. I was in the most beautiful, man, I'm just in the most beautiful, blessed position that I never thought I would be in. Just so you guys know a little bit about me, 3 years ago, or coming up, wow, God, coming up on 4 years actually. We'll call it 4 years ago, I had my first son, and I was just in the most amazing position I could be in, where I had a choice that I could make, a conscious decision that I could make, not something I was forced into, something I had complete control over. And it was like, do I want to keep doing consulting and the stuff I was doing on the side, or do I want to just focus on my family? And I wanted to focus on my family. You guys will meet them at an event one day. I am so proud of my family. But I was able to turn off the businesses, turn off all the stuff, and just pour into my kids and my marriage and my life. And it was it was amazing. So, but anyway, I have kind of fired back up, and I do some private stuff, Scott. So I can't believe I'm going to tell you this because it's going to make you want to throw up. But the best way to reach out to me is to send me an email. Yeah. Um, uh, uh, but honestly, Scott, I got your emails, man. I've just been so bogged down this week. But yes, feel free to shoot me an email. I definitely do that stuff and would love to talk to you about it. Awesome, man. Awesome. And I have at 2 o'clock, I am free today. So I promise I'm sending your email. I'll find that link if I have to go through hell to do so. Cool. Thank you for your patience, Scott. I really appreciate you, man. All right, gang, looking at it, I do think today it looks like it's just a super slow Friday. Happens from time to time. So we'll do a final call. If anybody has any final questions, anything that they would like to ask, or any hurdles that you need to get over, I'd love to solve those for you. Scott, it's pretty much just you right now. So, Scott, do you have anything I can help you with?
I'm going to have some stuff for you Monday that I'd like to
Great.
run through. So
Yeah,
I'm going to take advantage of the final week to let you
great.
see what I've been up to and what I've been working on behind the scenes. And then when you read some of my emails, you'll see where I've been at and where I'm going to.
Okay, great. I am very much looking forward to that then, Scott.
And I just want to say that, while you've had substitute hosts on from time to time when you've been unavailable, it's just a different experience than when you've been at the helm.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. So that was why I was so crushed when you announced the big change coming up. And, I hope behind the scenes you can work something out for the rest of us who are on the expert track, not on the ecom track, because there's a lot of us out there that are doing the expert run.
There are. I've actually had an influx that I was not expecting of people that are watching in YouTube, just watching streams faithfully every single day, learning and growing. And I didn't even know you guys were there, to be honest. So I've had a massive outcry, and I will not forget about you guys. Even if I just go live once a week for an hour to talk random cases, right? What we do here is really good and right and true, and it's important in your lives. And man, what a humbling experience it was seeing all that outreach. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Scott. And it'd be impossible for me to forget about you guys at this point.
Please, because it's really a huge emotional support knowing
Mm,
that you're out there, and it
mm,
keeps us motivated to keep moving forward.
mm, mm. Goosebumps. Thank you for saying that, Scott. And I'm glad to be here with you guys. It's a pleasure of my life. Awesome. Scott, looking forward to seeing what you've been working on Monday and talking to you in a few short hours here. Gang, Sleepy Friday happens, but I'm just double checking everything, making sure I don't want to miss anybody. Yes, okay. Sleepy Friday. It happens from time to time, but it looks like I can give you guys a little bit more of your day back today. So I will let you guys go. Amazing job this week. Everybody has been smashing hurdles. You have been doing things. You have been sticking through when it's not easy to do so, right? You're sticking through when it's not easy to do. And I'm just really crazy proud of you guys for all of that. Really, I mean, from Facebook ads to funnels to conversions to everything. As we hit hurdles, we hop those hurdles, and you guys have hopped this week. So to be the to beat the dead horse, I guess we'll say. I can't think of the real expression. To beat the dead horse, please celebrate yourself this weekend. I don't care how you do that, whether you want to hike to the top of a mountain with a bottle of champagne or if you just want to buy an old car and enter it into a demolition derby. I don't know how you celebrate. I don't know how you fill your cup, and I don't have to know. That's not for me to be the arbiter of what is good and right and true on this. That's your job to do, but please find somebody that knows how to celebrate you, a good friend or a good loved one that knows how to celebrate you, that can sit down for a nice meal, that can watch the sunset, that can destroy a car with you, and only talk about you the entire time and how important you are and how great you are, that really truly knows how to celebrate you unabashedly. Grab that person and go celebrate the things you did here this week, because the things you did here this week, 96% of the world cannot do, and you do them. I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself for that. On that note, I will let you guys go. So glad to be with you. Next week is going to be a sad week. I don't know how I'm going to make it through without crying, but we're going to be here and we are going to be doing the thing. I'm excited to get back with you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll catch you all very soon.